What's going on, guys? Samuel Will from Stardust-oneworldreviews here, and Game of Thrones has officially ended, so it's about time I finally do a lip skirt. It's not really a typical review I usually do. It's going to be more of a discussion on the show and season 8 as a whole, so I hope you'll enjoy, and there will be major spoilers for all the seasons, and especially season 8, so be warned. Yes, Game of Thrones has ended a few days ago, and now I'm finally coming to the one I'm discussing the entire show on Game of Thrones. I finally got into watching this show around the beginning of this year, I think around near the end last year. Last year, I believe. I don't exactly remember when, but I finally ended up finally getting into the show. Because I don't even know why it took me so long to finally get into it. I think I tried, but it just not happening for me. But I finally watched all 7 seasons, including the most recent season. And originally I was going to do like seasonal reviews of the show, and honestly, I don't even know why I decided not to do it. I guess it's just like too much going on at the time, or maybe I just didn't focus much on TV reviews at the time, but I decided to end up waiting until after season 8 so I can do like a full-on discussion video on Game of Thrones. And also get my thoughts on the series as a whole, and also my thoughts on the season 8, which is a very divisive season. So Game of Thrones. I totally understand why this show is so beloved and so adored by many. It is truly a fantastic show. Some season episodes are better than others, but there's so much to love about Game of Thrones, from its amazing music, incredible production design, brutal action sequences, amazing use of violence and nudity, multi-layered and complex characters, incredible performances, some of the best you've seen, some incredibly shocking and disturbing moments that will leave you pretty much your jaw dropped on the floor. There is so much to love and adore about Game of Thrones. And for me, seasons 1 through 4 and 6 are pretty much perfection for me. They're pretty much television perfection. Season 1, it did take me a bit to get going, I won't lie, but it eventually caught my interest, mainly from the characters. And Ned Stark really is a multiplayer character, and he was my favorite character, till of course they killed him off. Which is definitely still surprising, even though I knew it coming. And getting other characters from later season, like with Arya, who's a freaking badass, especially later on, Jon Snow, Caitlyn, Tyrion Lannister, Daenerys, Jaime, Joffrey, who is probably the biggest love to hate character you would ever freaking see, and is such a freaking brat. Jason Momoa's even great for what he had to do here, especially him killing Varys in episode 6. That was just amazing. I mentioned it has some great high-stakes drama, an amazing world that's very developed, and despite all the characters it has, every character is really given time to shine here. And then he had some pretty incredible moments here, a lot of moments that really jaw dropped, honestly. They'll definitely, through drama, there'll definitely some great crying moments, not great, like, season 1 is definitely a great pedestal for what's to come, and season 2 for me was much better. It really built on everything that made season 1 so amazing in terms of the world, in terms of its characters, and of course you get this black water battle, which is probably one of the best sequences I pretty much ever see in my life. It also has my relationship with Jon and Geddy, which unfortunately, ends in tragedy. And of course, there's season 3, where you get some incredible badass moments with a lot of characters. You also got a lot of moments by White Walkers, which are amazing. You also got this Battle of Castle Black, this moments from Tyrion, and of course, you got the infamous Red Wedding, which is definitely up there as one of my favorite moments of Game of Thrones. I'm gonna say it's my favorite because that will be for another video. But I ain't even heard the Red Wedding, and despite knowing what happens, it is still just, oh man. Jeez, that's. I think for me, season 3 possibly, because that might be my favorite. It might be my favorite season. This is the one that had me feeling the most emotion, at least for me. At least for me, it's I think that had me feeling the most emotion. Season 4 though was still fantastic. It had a lot of great moments, especially when Joffrey dies from Tyrion. Like, I don't think I felt so satisfied when someone's death, honestly. Because Joffrey was pretty much an unlikable character, brass character, and his death was just, yeah, not mention had a lot of incredible emotional moments, especially involving Jon Snow as a character. You get some pretty breathtaking moments, some beautiful shots. Such an amazing season. Season 5, it's one of the few seasons, that is where the season started to dip down for me. I mean, it did have some great moments to it, but it definitely had some very uncomfortable moments. It's some very awful moments, especially in the scene where Sansa ends up being raped. And that's probably one of the most uncomfortable scenes I've ever seen. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I know a couple more scenes like that throughout the season, and I don't think some developments in the character. I don't think, and then I mentioned the drama started blessing down a bit in terms of things, but it was still a great season overall. Season 6 definitely was much better, especially seeing Jon Snow and Sansa reunite a much, but then gets great moments like the Battle of Muradin, Battle of the Bastards, which is freaking awesome. You can get some beautiful sequences and get some best looking moments in the entirety of Game of Thrones. And of course you get more badass Arya moments, like I fucking love Arya. Season 7 also dipped down a bit for me, but especially since it was more than 7 episodes, and some moments do feel a bit rushed, and the characters start acting a bit stupid. But overall, it was still a great season overall. It was still overall a great season. But, so that's pretty much my thoughts on the entire show. There's still a lot of great moments. 5 and 7 are definitely not the greatest, but they're still great seasons overall. Me, 1, 2, 6, 4, and 3 are phenomenal seasons. And have such best moments in season. But of course, now time for me to discuss Season 8. Season 8 is probably the most divisive season ever on Game of Thrones. Probably one of the most feisty seasons in recent memory. Like, I know a lot of people that pretty much love it and adore it. I think it's compelling, despite being 6 episodes. And a lot of people that just hate the season in general. But do I fall in line? I'm kind of conflicted on that. I mean, it's definitely the weakest of the Game of Thrones seasons. Like, I don't actually hate it, but I don't love it either. Like, it didn't, like, ruin the show for me, honestly. It didn't, like, say, oh my god, I blame D&D for this, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, the writing and pacing is definitely what faults this season, honestly, because this is, like, 6 episodes long, and honestly, I had no idea why they decided not to do 10, honestly. That's one thing I always wondered, especially with Season 7, why they decided to condense it, honestly. When after they would do 10 episodes of last season, this season, it wouldn't make much more development. Of course, and that, with this season, ends up being some moments that are moments that are just pushed away or just rushed, like let's put one moment in episode 4, where basically Daenerys doesn't end up seeing the fleet that's coming for her, and I'm feeling like I don't know how to get in that angle, and I know people say T forgot, that's pretty much right to say, but I wish you forget, especially when we're talking in the same episode. Like, again, this is what some characters act really stupid and dumb. Daenerys especially in that scene. The first episode then was an interesting start, especially seeing Jon and Arya reunite, which is something that we all always wanted. And Jon seeing that he is the true heir to the throne. Though seeing what happens, it kind of feels inconsequential, unfortunately. Episode 2 was more of a quiet episode and more set up, and it was definitely interesting, especially seeing Sansa and Daenerys kind of going at each other a bit. In episode 3, you got the big battle with the Night King, which, I'm not gonna lie, I still liked it, but I found it to be very disappointing. I think because in some portions it felt honestly a bit too dark, honestly, to see. Dark, like there's some few sequences, mainly in the beginning, that were just way too dark to see what's going on. Darn it, as much as it was awesome, as it was that Arya just came in and just like, but then just like that, just really? I think Battle Cons could have been a lot longer, and how he died is just a bit disappointing, then kind of makes it also inconsequential to the whole story. But of course, the episode people I want to talk about is episode 5 and the finale, because that is what the season pretty much has the most divisive reactions. episode 5 especially, where we end up seeing Daenerys just burn down, just goes Mad Queen evil and just burns out innocent city, and burns down and kills innocent people. Now here's what I would say about that. Daenerys going evil queen is something that I'm pretty sure all of us saw coming and all of us expected. I mean, those are something that honestly foreshadowed in a lot of previous episodes. It's something that was very hinted about. I think we all expected her to go evil, go psychotic, and be a dictator. I think we all expected that. The execution when it actually happened, however, that's the problem I have, honestly. Again, it isn't surprising that they're doing this, but how they decided to go for it, it's just... It's basically like they went from point A to C and basically got to B. That's basically kind of what it feels like. It's just not probably executed, and her reasons kind of end up being flushed over, and there's no really true reason why she ends up burning down the innocent city, which makes them go, like, I wouldn't call it like character assassination, honestly. I'm not calling it assassination and killing a character, which again, this is the moment we kind of saw coming. It's just, again, the problem I have is more in the execution, how rushed and how Russian, which again, if the season was honestly like 2 or 3 minutes longer, was a few episodes longer, like the 10 to 10 episodes, it would have made a lot more sense, and it would have been better executed or handled. They could actually give a reason why she ended up going this way. Because of that, that's really the problem I really have, honestly. And of course, we get to the finale. Pretty much the biggest divide. Some even calling this like one of the worst, not the worst season finale ever. Like I've not seen many bad seasons. Normally I would say Dexter, but again, I had not seen Dexter, but I heard how terrible that finale is. But anyway, here's my personal thoughts on the overall finale. Before we get to that, I've got to mention one other thing that I really couldn't stand about the last episode, and that is how they treated Jaime Lannister. Jaime Lannister has always been one of my favorite characters on Game of Thrones. He's always been a character I always loved, and one that's really has one of the best arcs and development throughout the entire show. But this season, they really messed up his character. Like, pretty much the whole mentality was that he really didn't need Cersei. He really did not need her. And then he basically goes back to her for no reason. And there's this unnecessary fight that ends up happening with another character. And then she and Cersei end up being killed together by rubble. Seriously? Plus how Cersei dies? By rubble? That much they try to make her feel sympathetic? Like, really? I'm not gonna lie, that moment had me just... yeah. So, how do I feel about the finale of Game of Thrones? I'm kinda conflicted on it. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a huge disappointment, I wouldn't say it's like one of the worst finales ever, but I wouldn't call it one of the greatest either. Yeah, it's kind of satisfying, yet kind of disappointing at the same time. Like, it's not like hugely disappointing or hugely satisfying, I'm just kind of in the middle of it. I mean, there are a lot of things to still really like about this finale. I mean, you have this amazing shot where Daenerys walking down, and it's just beautiful. I mean, Game of Thrones is known for having such amazing, beautiful sequences and just gorgeous cinematography, and that shot was just amazing. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know, like, seeing Jon having to kill Daenerys was actually kind of emotional, actually. And some characters do end up ending as much as you expect, and ending very well as you expect. And despite the throne basically being burned and no one ends up sitting on it, no one ends up fully ruling everything, ends up like sitting down on it, which is pretty much one of the main points of the show, I still feel like I can watch this show despite knowing what happened. I feel like this doesn't like ruin the show for me. Like, I can't watch the show time again, honestly. I feel like it can still have an impact even if I know what happens. At least for me. That I would say, making Bran, of all people, the king, like, that's just a very questionable thing he did. Like, really? Just, I'm sorry, that was honestly very questionable and very just, really? Could be anybody else, and you wanted Bram, pretty much is one of the most boring characters on the show, and has done nothing throughout the season, which I thought was kind of the point, but still. And I don't know if on the feels, but part of me doesn't really feel like this is an overall finale. I mean, again, some kids can't really expect, but. And I mentioned there's also some moments that do feel very rushed, and looking back, and just on the season as a whole, those moments in season do end up feeling kind of inconsequential to the overall season. Like I said, with the seal of John, that John him being a soul, now that's on the story, that kind of feels pointless. And a couple of those moments on season, so that's also a problem I had. So there's also some greatness, and there's still some questionable and unfortunate things that kind of also ruined the season as a whole. I don't say ruined the show, but it kind of definitely brings it down a lot. So that's probably why I think season 8 is probably my weakest season of the show. Again, I'm honestly very glad I finally got into Game of Thrones. Like, I had no idea why I took it so long, honestly, but yeah, probably honestly realized I shouldn't whine or whatever, but. And especially it not being the greatest, honestly, it still had some good moments to it. So there's nothing I found truly hate about the show. It's by kind of what they did with Jamie and it's found the only thing I felt I hate, and that rape scene in season 5 with Sansa. And basically, her character's also pretty much had, and also her character has pretty much been not that great here either. She's also been kind of stupid. But again, I can definitely see why. Anyways, I can definitely see why this show is so beloved. I can definitely see why Game of Thrones has been such a great and amazing show, and how it has influenced so many people, why people so adore it so much. And it's unfortunate that it has fortunately ended. And man, now all just last forever, not every show can be like The Simpsons, that's gone for like 30 seasons. Whatever, but. And I know a lot of people are really frustrated with this season, because they think that D&D are not going to like ruin their Star Wars movies. But did you realize they actually have done a lot of good in this Game of Thrones? They still have done a lot of greatness. They run a lot of amazing episodes. So I still have it pull out a great Star Wars trilogy. So that's probably be involved in, because they're all probably involved in the next movie. So yeah, I pretty much just love this show like everybody else does. Like, I don't know if I would put it on my all-time favorite shows, honestly. Like, honestly, I still haven't done a list of my all-time favorite shows, but it's definitely going to be up there. If I were doing a ranking every season, I would go 8, 7, 5, 1, 2, 6, 4, 3. I'll probably rank all seasons, and at some point I will do a favorite characters and moments. I mean, there are a lot of moments and moments that might take me a bit to do, so yeah, but yeah, Game of Thrones, amazing show, one of the best HBO's done, probably not the best one. Also, by the way, check out. Also, if you want to check out an amazing show, HBO and the one that really hate Game of Thrones, I highly recommend checking out the show Barry, and I actually will be doing my season 2 review very soon. But that's a show I would highly recommend. And also, cannot wait for Westworld season 3. I think it's only. I don't know if I don't think I want. I don't know if I want season 2 or not, but I definitely need to. I think if I haven't, I definitely need to. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my discussion on Game of Thrones. Let me know what your thoughts are on the show in the comments down below, and also let me know what your thoughts are on Season 8 and our finale in general. Did you love Season 8? Did you hate it? Did you love the finale? Did you hate the finale? Feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and again, let me know also how do you rank every season of Game of Thrones. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Stay tuned, have a lot more videos coming very soon. Hopefully I can see Drama Chapter 3 coming very soon. I'll have another top 10 coming very soon as well. And next week I will be continuing my Star Wars review series, but I'm going to discuss the prequels. Be on the left for that soon. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites, all links down below. I am 7world from 7worldreviews. I'll see you next time, and as always, stay cooler. Peace.